Feliz domingo, mira, dos cosas que vamos a hablar de hoy. Primero, cree en ti mismo. Segundo, aplica lo que has aprendido. Two things we're talking about today. These are my takeaways for this morning. Believe in yourself and apply what you've learned. Shout out to Pastor Ebenezer of One Church and Pastor Darius Daniels of Change Church. Boom. In a nutshell, something that Pastor Ebb said today. You don't know what you can do until you're forced to do it, until you're put in a situation for it to be pulled out of you. He referenced the scripture of James 4:7, to resist the devil and flee, right? Resist the devil and flee. You may need your scripture in that point. You may need scripture to resist the devil in certain temptations, XYZ. If the only thing you get out of that situation is resisting the devil, then you miss the whole thing. What do you learn about yourself from resisting the devil in certain temptations and certain struggles? What did you learn about yourself? You don't know what you can do until you have to do it. Examples. You don't know if you could fight until somebody swing at you. I didn't know, Latrice, real example, my real life. I didn't know that I can go a period of time without eating meat. Now, that may seem like, oh my God, it's no big deal. No, coming from somebody whose family bloodline loves meat, carne, bread, all the things, right? For the month of August, I decided myself, first and foremost, to obey God, to listen and prepare myself for the things that he has prepared for me. Now, if I don't actually prepare myself, that means I don't really believe what God told me. Proof of belief is that you're doing something about what you believe, aka faith. I don't see it yet, but the proof that I believe God and what he said is that I'm preparing myself, I'm preparing my body. So for the month of August, I decided I was going to be a pescatarian, but not only that I was going to restrict myself from bread, sweets, and something else. Meat, right? Meat, bread, and sweets. I didn't know I could do that. If you would have told me I was doing that this year, if you'd have told me a year ago, 2 years ago, that I was going to be a pescatarian for the month of August, and I wasn't going to eat no bread, and I wasn't going to eat no sweets, I would have been like, first of all, my face would have crushed up. I would have been mad. Second of all, I would have said, you lying. That's not going to happen. But I didn't know what I can do until I put myself in that situation. That's number one. Number two, apply what you've learned. Shout out to Pastor Darius Daniels. He said something so profound. He said, our lives have never been changed by a sermon we heard. Your life has never changed from a sermon you heard. My life has never changed from a sermon I heard. My life has never changed from a book I read. My life has changed from the things I applied that I heard in that sermon. My life has changed from the things that I read, that I applied from the things I read in the book. My goodiness. All of the notes. I know you watching me right now, you probably have notes just like me, notes filled up in your phone from sermons, from conferences, from books, from all things, from conversations you've had with intelligent and wise people. Oh God, we do this often. We get mad when we hear a sermon, we go to a conference, and then a week later we mad, or a month later, because my life hasn't changed yet. You mad that your life hasn't changed after hearing the sermon, but you did not do your part and apply what you heard in the sermon. James 1:22-25 says, don't just be hearers of the word, but be doers of the word. Lest if you're a hearer of the word only, that means you're like a man who looks at himself in a mirror, sees a reflection, and then when he leaves, he forgot what he saw. Because you only saw, you only heard, you didn't do. Go out and do it. Si nadie te ha dicho hoy, este día que te estoy hablando a ti mismo, yo te quiero decir a ti que te amo. I want to tell you that I love you. If nobody has told you today, and I believe in you, you can do it. Because listen, life be life now here, but get what? We are going to prosper regardless. Catch you on the flip side. Bye.